Hi, good morning. I hope I'm audible, right? Yeah. Uh, Good morning, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us. And as you all know, the current situation that's happening across the globe right now, and we are a fitness and wellness firm. For the past couple of months, one question that's being constantly asked to us is how to improve our immune health. It seems people are more concerned about immune health in this pandemic than ever. But see, to be honest, immunity is one of the most important aspects in every human life. So we thought we'll make up an entire session for that, because it's tough to answer how to build one's immunity in just like in a minute or in 2 minutes. We want to give a detailed explanation as to how to do that, and what are the foods and what are the precautions to be taken care and everything. So we thought we'll come up with this free webinar where we can connect with many people, and we can guide them, we can share them the knowledge that we have. And so without wasting much time, I would like to jump into the session. And to take forward, I would like to introduce you to our chief dietitian, Mr. Sagar. He has been in the field of nutrition for over a decade, and he has got an immense knowledge and immense experience in this field. And for the next probably 45 minutes or so, the presentation would be taken care by Mr. Sagar. And it's a great pleasure to have him in our webinar today. And I hope you guys will make an absolute time of this session. So without killing much time, I would like to include Sagar in the session. Hi, Sagar, over to you.
Yeah. So good morning, everyone. Happy to meet you. I am Sagar, nutritionist by profession, Beats Wellness. So welcome you all to the session. So immunity is the need of the hour, and this is what we have been asked for from last 2 weeks. So happy to connect with you all. So hope you are all doing well. So let's get started straight away into the session. For better signals, I am trying to mute my video. Whenever it's required, I'll be back. So let's get started. Immunity, the ability of an organism to resist a particular infection. And the immune system identifies and attacks a variety of threats, including virus, bacteria, and parasites, while distinguishing them from the body's own healthy tissue. And we are not getting deep into the subject of immunity with respect to the theories, but in the practical ways, we will be discussing few implementable things on lifestyle, on diet, so that we can boost our immunity staying at our home. And well, you need to understand that immunity cannot be boosted overnight. Anywhere it takes from about 6 to 10 weeks to boost immunity. So we will be discussing most practical and implementable methods. And you should understand that when we are born, the immune system starts developing slowly. Within few months after birth, immune system is fully developed. And as we age, the ability and the capacity of the immune system also reduces, since it's being hit by a lot of diseases along the way to help us. And that is why children and old people are very weak with respect to the immune system aspects. Let's discuss them also. So next slide, please. So there are four pillars of immunity, and four are equally important. If one pillar is lost, all the immunity is lost altogether. So let's discuss one by one. First is nutrition. Next slide, please. So lack of proper nutrition has been linked to decreased immunity and increased risk of illness. And WHO estimates that 75% of the population are not getting enough nutrition to the diet. There are few things that you can add on daily basis so that you maximize the benefits of the immunity through the food. First among them is avoid all junk. We will discuss a lot about junk in this session, but including snacks in the place of junk is very helpful. Homemade, hygienic snacks that is with more nutrition and less of chemicals, less of all the preservatives is very, very healthy, especially for the children. Timely eating. And think about yourself. In the last 1 week or 2 weeks, did you eat in time? Say example, you're eating at 9 o'clock today. Your body prepares to prepare its gastric juices, everything by 9 o'clock tomorrow. Say example, if you eat at 10 o'clock today, so your body is little confused. Tomorrow, if you eat at 11 o'clock, and day after tomorrow you didn't eat at all. So there is a lot of confusion with you and your body, that the communication is all being disturbed. And understand, you're always communicating with your body every time, whether you are conscious about it or whether you're unconscious about it. So eating at time maximizes your benefits of absorption, communication, and your immunity also. So next thing is eating fresh foods. And most of you know, food prepared and eaten within 3 hours contains life energy to the utmost of its benefits, and contains high pranic value, and contains a lot of nutrients too. The more it is delayed, the more the loss of nutrients also happens. So it's very important that you cook and eat fresh food within 3 hours after the food is being cooked. And next thing is having local and seasonal foods. It's very important that you need to understand, we are not living in the planet, we are the planet. Every organism in the planet is connected. You have already heard about it, learned about this in your earlier classes about food chains, food networks in the organisms, links, everything. We are all connected to the ecosystem. So everything that's not grown within 100 kilometers from your place, that's not of much help for the body. And you should understand, most of the food that you eat as a food, especially junk, is scrap for the body. We'll discuss these things a little later, but as of now, you need to understand, having local and seasonal foods is very, very helpful. They're easily digested, easily assimilated. The availability of the nutrients is very high compared to having a different lot of foods from different locations, or food that is very foreign to this area is not of much help. So with respect to nutrition, having homemade food and avoiding all junk foods is very, very important aspects in raising your immunity. Next slide, please. So next pillars, one of the most important pillars, the emphasis is on exercise has been very high from the last 2 to 3 decades. You find everyone interested in going to the fitness centers, working at their homes. Even in the lockdown, most of us are really connecting with us with respect to the videos, with respect to the knowledge and the aspects, and everyone inquiries about the fitness and exercise altogether. So just 30, WHO recommends 30 minutes to 40 minutes of exercise 5 days in a week is adequate and very important for the immune response. But at the need of an hour, you need to understand, you can also include exercises that can impact your breathing, like yoga, pranayama, or something that can increase your lung capacity, like Sudarshana Kriya or Simha Kriya. All these exercises, though simple but easily can be done at your home, is very, very important in boosting your immunity this season with respect to fighting against COVID-19. So I'm not putting much into the exercise, but the important thing is include all these exercises, breathing exercises, and exercises that can include your lung capacities in your exercise as a regular pattern. Next slide, please. This is one of the most important aspects. In fact, the number of the patients, especially teenagers, with respect to psychological issues has been a big concern for most of the nations, even for the developed nations. Being more mindful can help to minimize the occurrence, length, and severity of the flu or common cold. Not only flu, in fact, this is what will aggregate as big diseases in the future too. It's very simple. Being mindfulness is staying in the present, being conscious of present things, or being conscious of whatever that you're doing, staying away from all the negative influences of whatever the kind. And remember, whenever the body is affected, mind is also affected, and you all know that. So a weak mind or weak body, and it simply indicates weak immune system. So it is the fear that kills most of the patients. Even with every infection, it is not just not the real disease. So it's very important that you stay pleasant and peaceful always, and don't being spending time with the family, spending time with the children. You can do anything for this. You can spend about on your favorite comedy show, and you can spend a good time playing with your children in your home. You can spend a good time with your family. All being and staying pleasant and blissful is very, very important for your health. Next slide, please. So sleep health is one of the most neglected aspects, and it is estimated that over 50% of the teenagers are having problems with their sleep, and it's very critical, and it can reduce the number of immune cells in your body too. You should understand that our metabolism rises with the sun and sets with the sunset too. So it rises with the sunrise and falls with the sunset. Say example, if you're awake into the middle of the night after sunset, not sleeping in time, right time. What happens is your hormones are all on the troll, your adrenals is in lot of fatigue, and you're killing, and most importantly, you're killing your natural recovery and healing process. You might be seeing people who would be working day and night for about 30 years without proper rest, and last 20 to 25 years they would be on the bed with a lot of medicines to be increased day by day. And all this happens because they're killing the recovery process and the healing process every day. What can our body heal? Our body can heal anything. Say how the broken bones are healed, how the skin cuts are healed, how the diseases are healed. All these healing process happen when we are asleep and body is still working. It's like recharging for the body every day. And what happens when you kill your recharge every day? Because your mission can become dead. What the mission which is supposed to work for about 80 years without any problems can 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 really uh, can really get huge damage, or can itself stop without any functioning at 50 years of age. Our body is also no exception. It is also a mission. And healing process is very important. That is why people who have early dinner at sunset and who sleep early at say 10 o'clock to 4 o'clock, 10 o'clock to 4 o'clock is the great time to sleep if you are with respect to thinking with respect to the aspects of the ecosystem. It's very important that you sleep from 10 o'clock to 4 o'clock, night 10 to morning 4. And with these aspects, if someone who is following the basic trends imbibed in the cultural aspects, who is having early dinner by sunset, and who is sleeping early and who wake up early, and this category of people have lived for about 80 years without any problems in their old age. So it's not just adequate rest, it's about sleeping at right time too, which is very important for our immunity. And most of the hormonal problems for that reason is one main reason is lack of sleep. So let's get on to the next aspect. Now that we have discussed 4 pillars which are equally important for the immunity, now we will discuss what most easily designed aspects or most easily implementable aspects, that few do's and few don'ts for us to improve immunity on daily basis. So if you can implement these aspects for about next 6 to 10 weeks, you will see a tremendous rise in your immunity. And the first aspects out of it, and in fact the most important aspects out of that, is exposing yourself to daily sunlight. And you must know sunlight is a natural healer, sunlight is a natural detoxifier, and sunlight is 100% uncontaminated like any other things. And without sunlight, life is impossible on this earth. Whatever the food that we are eating, whatever the life that is existing, it is not really possible without sunlight. Sunlight improves metabolism, makes your digestion stronger, keeps your mood vibrant. In fact, it's a great healer for all the diseases. And that is why, for that matter, Surya Namaskaras is very uh, simplest and best forms of increasing immunity, where you have the exposure to the sunlight as well as the benefits of the exercises as well. And we are becoming more of an indoor generation now. And it is estimated, and the countries and nations where there is an extremes in the climatic conditions, there are the greater number of depression and suicide cases in that countries. And You should understand that exposing yourself to early morning and early evening of sunlight on daily basis is a great benefit for your immune system, and it it boosts your immune system and builds your immune system a hell lot. So, and make sure it's not this scorching sun. 30 minutes after sunrise and 30 minutes before sunset, that orange colored sunrise is very, very helpful for immunity. And it's very important that you expose yourself to this sun. And fortunately, as a South Indian, it's very, very easy as we have a greater amount of sunlight all around the year. So expose yourself to 15 minutes of orange colored sunlight early morning and early evening for a maximized immune system. Next slide, please. So this is one of the ancient aspects, but one of the very important aspects, very powerful aspects, which is called sun gazing. In fact, most of the rishis, most of the ancient Vedic sages in the Indian text of Vedas, it's recommended. Sun gazing is it's like sun charge is like. Have you heard about movie where the Superman takes energy from the sunlight? It's not just Superman. Every man, every human on this planet, in fact, every organism on this planet can get recharged with sunlight. Sun gazing is very simple. Just look into the sun like how you look at the TV, and make sure you don't have any uh, no screens or any windows. You want to gaze it directly, like standing on your balcony, or if you have a good view of sunrise into your home, if you can gaze into the sun for about 10 to 15 minutes, that orange color sun again, not the scorching sun. So what happens really is your sun is like electricity for your brain, and your eyes are connected very closely to your brain. These photon particles, which is entering into your eyes, enter into your brain and recharges your brain, and in which increases your concentration and institution, most importantly, sixth sense. That's why sages can look into the future, and the sixth sense is very activated because in their habits and rituals, they have a habit of gazing at sun every day. So sun gazing is one of the most forgotten and most ancient method of practices, which will give you an immune system a really a big boost. So practice this on daily basis every day, and you will see a tremendous difference in few weeks itself. And there are most other health aspects to it also. We'll discuss it when we discuss about supplementation within few minutes. Next slide, please. Sorry. So this is a don't. So plastics, this has been a big problem from last 2 to 3 decades. We might be consuming about 5 grams of plastic every week, mostly through food and water, says research. And most of the Indians, most of the US citizens, the research has been done, and it's estimated that in an average, in a week, an Indian is consuming about a plastic equal to an ATM card. Think if it is an ATM card of plastic per week, how much is it per year? And the damages of the plastic, though most of us are not really realizing it. Let me give an example. Say in the evolutionary process, organisms like dinosaurs, which are huge and big and powerful, became extinct. Organisms like tortoises survived. Even the dinosaurs became extinct. Even tortoises survived. And these tortoises, thinking plain plastic covers as one of their favorite foods, jellyfish, consuming one cover, these could not able to digest it, and most of the tortoises are no more this way. Say example, if the tortoise, which are the most powerful creations in the evolution, are killed that way, and think about us, and it might take a little more doses and little longer time, but the damage is being done every day, every time when we are being exposed to plastics. So when you look at it, the causes of almost all the infertility, almost all the hormonal issues, all the cancers for that matter, cancers of the blood, cancers of the bone, most of the digestive issues, and for that matter, the immune system has been severely damaged due to plastics. And one of the most important things to be remembered is stop drinking water in plastic bottles. In plastic, if you're having water stored in plastic cans in your home, shift it to mud vessels. Earthen pot is one of the best ways. It has the benefits of the nature too. There is nothing better filtering material than soil, than mud. If soil is not the option, you can shift to copper vessels, you can shift to steel vessels. So, but no plastic vessels, no plastic pots, no plastic water bottles. Stop eating food in plastic packed materials. Stop eating junk in plastic, wiped in plastic covers. Stop storing food materials, vegetables and fruits in your fridges in plastic covers. So all these should be stopped. Make your home a zero plastic home. You would see your absorption being increased. You would see your vitamin D and vitamin B12 levels are being increased. You would see your energy levels are being increased. You will see a tremendous difference in your health aspects too. So making your home a zero plastic home is very important for strong immunity. So next slide, please. So when you look at the benefits, or sorry, when you look at the damages that the plastic is causing, it's almost every part of your body, every cell in your body, and most importantly, the digestive system is been into a troll a very big time. We'll discuss that in the next few slides. So it's very important, and you should understand plastics is one of the main reasons for most of the diseases of the present generation. In fact, it's been killing our lifespan too. One of the reasons why 5 to 10 years of lifespan being killed was one of the main reasons is plastics. So making your home a zero plastic home is the first step towards your vibrant health. Next slide, please. So this is one of my most favorite topics and most favorite slides of all the presentation today. So let's discuss in brief about this. See, we work in harmony with all the other living organisms. Say if you're having about 10 crore of living cells in your body, we would be having almost 10 times more cells, which is 100 crores of microbial cells in our body. The problem is if you're disturbing the cells, or if you're uh, eating food in that such a way, or such foods that are killing your good microbiome, that's been one of the chief problems of present generation. So we might really don't know that most of the foods that we eat, thinking that that's good and rich in nutrition, is actually killing us, and is actually killing the immunity and these good microbes in a big way. Say easiest way to identify this, say if you're having any digestive issues, it can be about irritable bowel syndrome, it can be about bloating, it can be gastritis, it can be ulcer, it can be indigestion, it can be lack of sleep, anything. If you are facing these issues, one chief thing is you don't have good microbiome or diversification of good microbiome in your gut. And the picture shows uncleansed and cleansed colon. Say example, let's take this example. Have you ever seen a 20-year-old water pipe in your home? If you see it, you would be wondered to see the lot of dust, lot of bacteria, all bad stuff in it. The same with our intestines too. So when was the last time that you cleansed your intestine? Think about it. Digestive issues, it's not been a problem of the old age anymore. It's been the it's if you have children for less than 5 years too, you can also see digestion problems in them too. What to tell about the old age people? And it is estimated that 90% of the population in India are having digestive issues, some kind or the other, even the slightest to the big issues of cancers. So one simplest way to cleanse your intestine is having vegetable juices on an empty stomach in the morning, especially if you were to cleanse your large intestine. Have vegetable juices in the morning on empty stomach. So you can use any vegetable, carrot, beetroot, cucumber, coconut water for that matter, leafy greens, or anything is okay. Whatever that you can choose, which is comfortable for you. But the best vegetable is ash gourd. Ash gourd is the vegetable which has the highest pranic value, which has the highest positive energy. It's like it sucks all the toxins in the intestine when taken on empty stomach. That is why we tie ash gourd outside our homes in the South Indian culture, to prevent all the negative energies or the negative forces that's coming into the home. So practice drinking vegetable juices on an empty stomach for about 5 to 6 weeks, which or large intestine can be cleansed, and don't eat anything for the next 2 hours. And after that, you can have your breakfast as usual. And it's good if you can start with fruit after that. So have vegetable juices on an empty stomach, and don't eat anything for next 2 hours for about 5 to 6 weeks to cleanse your intestine. This is the first step. Second step, have fiber rich foods. Fresh fruits and fresh vegetables is very rich in fiber. And This fiber is fuel for the good bacteria. So your gut bacteria will gets diversified and improved and multiplies. In 6 months, you can have a great gut microbiome. And you should understand that 90% of our immunity is through gut health. Have you ever heard this famous proverb? All diseases begin in gut, and that's so true. If you were to estimate your immune system, simply check your digestive health. If your digestive health is not good, your immune system is automatically not good. And this is one main reason for all the autoimmune diseases that we will discuss in the next slide. So next slide, please. And you should understand that about most of the immune system is built through our body through gut, and only rest of the 10% is through skin and is through the respiratory tract. And this is one of the cutest pictures. What you're seeing in the picture is the intestinal villi. And you should understand that toxins in the food, most of us doesn't really realize, and most of us even know, and most of us even don't have any clue that that pani puri or that gobi manchuria or that noodles or that fried rice or the toxins or colors in the chocolate that you eat before 10 to 15 years or before 1 year can still be sitting in your small intestine and causing a lot of damage. All these refined foods, all we are inhaling polluted air. All these refined foods, all these processed foods, all these foods that is prepared in the factories with using missions and chemicals, not with the hands which has life energy in it. All these are not from the mother nature, is extremely difficult for the body to digest, and body doesn't recognize these foods as food at all for most of the times. And these toxins sticks to the walls of the intestine, and over a period of time they create a lot of toxins multiplied, being multiplied over a year, over and year, again over again. And what happens really is it kills all the absorption of the nutrients. And these toxins are being transported to different organs through blood, and it's causing a lot of havoc. And this is one main reason where these toxins are being attacked by the body. And these toxins most of the times is food particles, and and your body starts identifying your food particles as foreign bodies, and this causes a lot of food allergens and a lot of autoimmune disorders. It happens around for about 5 to 10 years. A food can become an allergen and you can develop an autoimmune disease, mostly particles through milk and particles through some fried foods, gluten stuffs in most of the packaged foods. All these are generally identified allergens, but they stay with you for the lifetime if you don't cleanse it and if you don't remove the toxins. So next step is exactly that step. Next slide, please. So this is how we can cleanse the toxins in the blood. Oil pulling is one of the most cultural aspects, and the recent researchers has been it's been proved that it can purify your blood, it can remove all the toxins from different organs, and it's been a panacea for all the diseases too. Next slide, please. Let's see how we can do it. It's very simple. On an empty stomach in the morning, take about 2 to 3 tablespoons of coconut oil. You can use sesame oil also, cold pressed oil, edible oil, and swish it for about 5 to 10 minutes, and then spit it out, and then flush it with salt water in warm water, using salt in warm water, and then you can brush it yourself. This can be done before brushing. And our tongue is connected to all the organs like heart, kidneys, small intestine through veins. That is why when you meet a super specialty doctor with the infection and they look at your tongue, because your tongue is connected to all the organs. And it's flushing these toxins cannot be done one day, but over a period of time, if you do oil pulling for about 3 to 4 weeks, you will see a tremendous difference. There is oil pulling can boost your immune system a lot and flushes out your toxins from the blood. It can flush out the heavy metals from the blood too. It cures all the diseases and conditions that arises due to the toxins. If you're having migraine or asthma or sinus or eczema or ulcers or diseases of the stomach or intestines, hypotension, insomnia, bad breath, bleeding in the gums, all these, in fact, nerve issues, paralysis, all this can be cured slowly if you practice oil pulling on daily basis. And it also prevents the growth of malignant tumors also. And most importantly, you will see a tremendous rise in your energy levels. If you're feeling fatigue all along the day, you need to really start oil pulling and reap all its benefits now. So next slide, please. Again, Next important aspects of building immunity, and for that matter building lifespan also, is fasting. In where, if you are from India and if you're especially from South India, everyone knows the benefits of fasting. And it's been recommended that fasting once in 2 weeks, which means that 2 days in a month, is very effective. And especially 3 days before new moon and 3 days before full moon, which are called as Ekadasis, as imbibed in the Hindu culture. These are the days proven scientifically that these days our body doesn't require much food. Now that the fasting of Ramadan is also on, it's good that we are discussing about fasting. Fasting has about greater benefits. It can heal you. It can dissolve the weaker cells in the body. It can cure all diseases. It can kill the cancers. It can improve your energy. It can give rest to your digestive system. It can remove the toxins from your digestive system. It can digest the undigested food, and it improves the brain health in so many ways. So fasting is one of the greater techniques. Now that intermittent fasting has been one of the trends now, most clients are asking me the how or the best way to do intermittent fasting. The best way is have your last meal, dinner, by sunset, and don't eat anything until next day morning, until sunrise, where you fast for about 12 hours. Say if you're eating by 6:30, and by 9:30 or so your meal is digested, and if you sleep by 10 o'clock, and rest of all the time is for healing for the body, rest of all the time is for repair for the body. It can repair everything. If you're suffering from hair fall, if you're having skin issues, if you're having psoriasis, if you're having hypertension issues, if you're having digestive issues or diabetic issues or severe headaches, your body can heal everything. And most of us, as we already discussed, if you are awake into the middle of the night and you're having a late meal at night, you're killing all this healing power. You're killing all this recovery process. That is why the four pillars all are equally important. So fasting is one of the most powerful techniques. And you all know the scientist who made research in fasting has received Nobel Prize in the recent years. And fasting is very, very powerful. And fasting is one of the methods which increases your lifespan. Next slide, please. So next important step is focusing on the micronutrients. And no wonder that we see a drain in lot more vitamins and minerals on regular basis. And that's been very common nowadays for this generation. Why do you think this is happening? And why do you think this is happening in spite of all of us being conscious and eating all varieties of fruits and vegetables, even though we have a lot of these issues? One main reason is this. Every time when your body is infected, every time when your body is fighting infections, every time when there is a lot of infections in the body through foreign bodies or any infections, what really happens is first nutrients or first site of defense is your vitamins and minerals. Say if you're awake all night today, or if you're exposed to a lot of pollution, say, or if you're having a lot of fried foods or a lot of unhygienic foods, most of the nutrients in your body is utilized to fighting against these infections only. And where is that your body is using these essential things, if most of all the energy is being used only to fight the infections? So it's very important that to avoid all these aspects which are negative, which are really killing your immune system, which are disturbing your immune system. And it's very important to include all these micronutrients to the utmost of its benefits. That is why you need to take these at the most improved servings. And WHO recommends about 5 to 9 servings of fruits and vegetables every day. And very importantly, local and seasonal is very important. Have mangoes this season, it's very good. And there is, you get lot of phytonutrients, and these nutrients are with highest bioavailability, can really boost your immune system a lot. And with respect to the colors that you're seeing on the screen, if you are eating green colored fruits and vegetables, your cell health is improved, your arterial health is improved, lung health is improved, healthy liver function is improved. And if you're having orange color fruits and vegetables, the benefits are eye health, immune health, skin hydration, growth and development for children. If you are having red color fruits and vegetables, prostate health, DNA health, white color fruits and vegetables, bone health, circulatory health, arterial function. If you're having purple color fruits and vegetables and rest of all colors, it is cognitive health, heart health, and antioxidant health. 5 to 9 servings of these colors. So that is why when you're focusing on single nutrient or single color is not of much help, because even our body works together. have no, it's like this simple example you can understand is, say there are about 6 subjects in your exam. You got about 90% of marks in 5 subjects and zero in another subject. And what is the result? You have failed, right? In the same way, if you give 5 nutrients and if you doesn't give one nutrient, there is imbalance too, and your body is not at its best, and immune system is not fully developed towards its utmost capacity. And it's very important that every nutrient is important, every color is important. That is why you need to include all nutrients in your diet, all colors in your diet. You need to educate your children with this, because most of the children, they don't like few colored vegetables, they are not eating every color. And Indian method of cooking is one of the biggest blessings. The way, if you look in deep into it, the way how we cook, the Indian way of cooking, we use all the seeds, we use all the different varieties, we use all the different spices, all these put together. There is never best methods of cooking in the entire world, which is more good and more protective than Indian methods of cooking. It's been centuries, from centuries, that these methods has been followed. The way it is been designed, it's like a medicinal therapy, and that is why it is famously called food is medicine for the body. And every time you eat, you're either feeding immunity or you're feeding disease. Only one thing that is happening, no exception. So next slide, please. So this is one of the most frequent asked questions. Can we depend on supplementation? The answer is absolutely yes. In a place like Tirupati, which is a small town, in the last week, all the municipal department gave vitamin C tablets to every home, every corner. So it's a very old fashioned that if someone is asking whether they can use supplement, children are being given nutrients from day one from their pediatrician now. So it's very important that you need to understand the importance of supplements. But there is flip side to it also. Not every supplement is good. That is when you need to take the expert suggestion for choosing the right supplement. Here I would be recommending you to take 4 important nutrients that would revive and boost your immunity a lot. And these are the 4 important nutrients that would be drained on daily basis too for most of the people. First among that is vitamin D. Of course, sunlight is one of the best things that you can do for vitamin D, but at the need of the hour, apart together with the sunlight, you can also add a vitamin D supplement too. But smaller prophylactic doses is very helpful rather than having large doses with respect to supplementation. Vitamin C, we lose that every day. Vitamin C is one of the cheap nutrients that would crystal or that would really protect and shield our cell membrane. Vitamin C is one of the top nutrients. Zinc, there is nothing that is protective more than zinc with respect to COVID virus, especially. With even the medicine that is being used, chloroquine, for COVID-19, what really chloroquine does is it helps zinc to reach your cells at the utmost priority. So zinc is one of the most important nutrients, and you should understand that most of the zinc that we get is through seeds and nuts, and most of the spices that we use in the Indian cooking, zinc. If you are following Indian methods of cooking, you get zinc in every meal, for that matter. So use don't shift. It's good that you're using different cuisines, but Indian methods of cooking at this point of time will really give you a lot more immunity. And last nutrient, super nutrient, is omega-3. 95% of the population in India are deficient in omega-3. This is because not that we are not having that in diet, but most of the practices that we are into with these cultural aspects, fast-paced lifestyle, polluted air, stress, our body could not absorb and utilize it. That's why we have to depend on supplements. So these 4 nutrients, I recommend you to use it on daily basis. Again, take the expert suggestion in choosing the supplement. And one important thing is, if you're already suffering from an ailment or a disease or a deficiency, fill that first and then focus on the immunity. Say example, if you're having a lot of heat effects, have B vitamins. If you're having a lot of protein deficiency, take good amino acid supplement. And without this, if you're focusing on immunity, that doesn't work. So focus on the deficiencies, heal that first. Together with it, you focus on immunity aspects too. And that way, you shield to the utmost of its capacity. Next slide, please. So I would like to share few of the superfoods and few important methods that you can implement on daily basis. And these are the few. Tulasi leaves. Tulsi is a great immune booster against all the respiratory infections. You can have 4 to 5 Tulsi leaves on empty stomach, or you can just drop 5 to 6 Tulsi leaves in warm water, not hot water, warm water, and allow it to stay for about 10 minutes and then drink the water and eat the Tulsi leaves. It has about immense benefits when taken on empty stomach. Ginger, cinnamon, turmeric. Just crush a small piece of cinnamon and ginger and along with the turmeric powder in hot water, boil for about 2 to 3 minutes and drink it as tea. It has about antiviral, antifungal, antibacterial, most of the antioxidant properties. It can really help you with respect to fighting any infections. It is not just COVID-19 about cough, flu, anything. Everything that stays in your respiratory tract is being flushed out. Cloves, garlic, have these 1 to 2 clove or 1 to 2 piece of garlic every day. You might be remembering that your grandmother had told you that whenever you're coughing, she would have given you 1 to 2 cloves to chew, just chew and then swallow it. So clove is very important in preventing you from all the virus. And neem leaves, this is one of the, all these is Vedic practices as you would be knowing, especially if you're having children in your home. Prepare warm water, a bucket of warm water, and drop a small pinch of turmeric into it along with few neem leaves into it. Leave it for about 5 minutes and bath your children with this water, which can flush all the toxins that's staying on the skin. It can improve the skin health. It can kill all the bacteria and virus which is staying on the skin. It's very good, and you can practice it at least 1 to 2 times in a week, and everyone in your home can also do this. Last thing is vegetable juices that we have already discussed. It's very important for flushing out the toxins from your large intestine and building your good microbiome. Next slide, please. So these are the next superfoods. Here are some superfoods. Uh, these foods change with respect to climate and with respect to lifestyle, but keeping the South Indian climate in mind and keeping the summer in as a season in mind, I have chosen few foods. Sesame, apart from a lot other benefits of calcium, iron, everything, it's very very rich in vitamin D. Ghee is like a super nutrient. Ghee, having 1 teaspoon of ghee every day can keep your gut health to its best of its ability. And coconut is one of the superfoods. You can have coconut water with the remnant coconut. You can use coconut in your food, and it has about utmost benefits. Having desi cow milk. I am recommending desi cow milk here. It has all the amino acids. One of the foods which all the amino acids is desi cow milk, and you can have it. Best time to have it is in the evening or night just before bed, along with a pinch of turmeric powder in it for the maximized benefits of immunity. Bananas, there is nothing more super than bananas in this climate. Have one banana every day, preferably on empty stomach. And banana is a great prebiotic food. That is why, if you, especially if you're having constipation problem and children, if you have to improve immunity for children, have start your day with bananas. And if you're a South Indian, don't skip on rice. That's one important thing that I would like to tell you. It's very easily digested. It also has some amino acids, and it's a great food and easily available and non-perishable food. And all these green leaves, especially gongura for the South Indian, it has lot of antioxidant properties and lot of good things that can revive your hormones for women. And buttermilk with a lot of prebiotics and probiotics. Buttermilk is superfood this summer. So next slide, please. So lemon water, very rich in antioxidants, and this summer lemon water along with sabja seeds with good omega-3 in it is very well helpful. You can have about 1 to 3 glasses of lemon water every day altogether. And soya beans, soya is a superfood which has all the essential amino acids apart from milk. So soya chunks or soya curries, boiled or fry or whatever the way you want. Soya contains all the amino acids and which is a great superfood. And amla, which has about 200 mg of vitamin C for 100 grams. Amla is a great superfood along with guava. Have a small piece of amla mixed with honey on an empty stomach with a little black pepper too will boost your immunity in less than a week. And having guavas on empty stomach, guavas and amlas is very, very powerful method of boosting immunity. It has about 200 mg vitamin C, which can really protect your immune system for about a week. Having one guava in a week is enough for about enough vitamin C for that week. So sabudana or sagubiyam, this summer is a superfood which can cool your body a lot. Using jaggery instead of sugar is very good for children. And groundnuts, you can do a number of varieties with groundnuts. It can be boiled groundnuts, it can be roasted groundnuts, it can be chickpeas, it can mix it with millets to form different recipes in your variety of cooking methods in the form of powder, whatever the method that you have. Groundnut is one of the cheap sources of protein. It can be used as greater snack for children, and it can also build your immunity too. So include all these foods in your daily basis frequently so that your immune system is enhanced a lot. Next slide, please. So with this, we are ending to the end of the presentation. All these methods and techniques that we have discussed, these are on general basis, keeping everyone in mind. But if you were looking for guidance on personal guidance with respect to boosting your immunity, you can contact us in the following numbers. You can reach us through Instagram. You can reach us to Facebook with all your queries. And if you are a part of this webinar listening to me now, you can attend a free one-time consultation on your immunity assessment within next 24 hours. If you can book your slot. This is one thing. And if you're looking for personal guidance, do reach us and we'll be happy to serve you. Next slide, please.
Yes, Sagar. Please open 5 minutes for Q&A. So a couple of people who joined here, they requested that. So on a common note, please allow the participants to ask some Q&A for the next 5 minutes. So and then people who wants to directly get assessment from you, so they can book a slot in next 24 hours. Thank you.
Yes, sure. You can open them, Leela.
Yeah, I will unmute one by one. Please raise your hand so that I can unmute.
Yeah,
so
even they can also type the sorry to interrupt. They can also cite the question for you so that you can read it for them.
Yeah, anything is fine. It's better they can ask directly. It will be better.
Yeah, anything is fine.
So yeah, please raise your hand who wants to ask a question. So I will allow you to talk to sir. Thanks.
Hey, presenter Sagar, it was a very wonderful session. I just
Thank
wanted to know, what is the best time for the exercise, as you said, in the morning and the evening? Because my routine is very variable. I get up early at 5:30 and I sleep very late at around 11:30 or 12. So there is no fixed routine. So I don't find time for the exercise. So what do you suggest? Is the best time in the morning or in the evening?
The best time, to be very honest, best time is morning. And the second best time is early evening before the sunset. After sunset, it's not recommended to do the exercise. But if there is, but doing exercise is good rather than not doing it. So that is how it should be understood. Best is on empty stomach. Sorry, best is in the morning. Next best is before sunset or by sunset in the evening. And last priority should be post sunset.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, next Sita Kiran, you can ask. And muted you already.
Sagar, there are a few questions asked in the group chat.
Yes.
What are the good foods for sugar, cholesterol, and BP patients?
No, it's a very big question. You can start with all the superfoods that we have recommended here, because these foods change with person to person, with the climate, with the cultural aspects, everything. It's not a very, it could not be addressed in a generalized way. But you should understand, key is balanced diet. And most of the foods, in fact, every food that we have addressed in the superfood list, you can follow all those foods for diabetes, cholesterol, all those stuff. But to address it in a single way, it's not easy, because it is subject to so many other things too.
Sita Kiran Kumar, you can ask.
My voice is clear to you?
Yes, please.
First of all, I would like to say thank you so much for conducting this good video session. Thanks to Vasam Reddy sir. And my doubt is which oil is good for the cooking for everyday use?
See, if you're choosing refined oil versus cold pressed oils, మనం గానుగ నూనెలు అంటాం కదా, cold pressed oils is very good rather than refined oils. This is first thing. Second thing, you can use sesame oil, you can use groundnut oil, you can use mustard oil. All any of these three is good.
Okay. Can we refer in any one or two good company names? Then we can able to go through that because
So as I said, there are so many cold pressed brands in the Amazon or any online site, but there are so many cold pressed oils available locally also. In which place you belongs to, sir?
actually I will stay in Kurnool.
Yeah, in Kurnool there is lot of cold pressed oils available locally. You can get it from there.
Okay.
But one important thing is choosing cold pressed native oils instead of refined oils is one important thing to be noted. Whatever the oil that you're using, it is half liter per month for one person. That is the quantity to be used.
Done.
Best in Kurnool is groundnut oil.
Okay.
Groundnut of Kurnool.
Yeah.
Sir, sorry to interrupt, sir. We are allowing just one question. You can note down Sagar number there, 6300. Have a better time to talk with him. Yeah, thank you very much for understanding. So I'm allowing Vineet as next. Yeah, Vineet, you can ask your question, please.
Yeah, the same question I have asked you. Like one patient has all sugar, BP, and cholesterol. So what will be the good food for him?
Sir, as I already said you, this question has a very subjective thing. It all depends on their age, from how many years they're having the disease, the severity of the diseases, rest of the aspects like their exercise pattern, their lifestyle, their stress levels. All this matters before I suggest any food for them. Apart from that, the foods that you already suggested in the superfood list, that is very helpful. One important thing is to keep all these things under control is very important for and very critical for immunity. So if you're looking, if I understood, if you're looking this way, what you really wanted is a personalized guidance and a consultation call. You can book a consultation call in the next 24 hours so that we can address most of the things in a personalized way.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. So next I am allowing Harati Devendra Kumar. Ma'am, can you please ask your question? Yeah, ma'am. Harati Devendra Kumar. Ma'am, are you available? Harati Devendra Kumar. Okay, so I think ma'am is not available. I am allowing Priyanka. Yeah, please, ma'am. You can go ahead.
Hello, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Is my voice is reaching you?
It's clear. Yeah, clear.
Yeah, sir. First of all, thanks a lot for your fruitful session. I got plenty of knowledge through your session. My question is that is seasonal fruits are beneficial, or can we have any kind of fruits anytime?
See, the two questions. One is what time you have two fruits. Best time is on an empty stomach in the morning, or 2 hours post breakfast, or 3 hours post lunch. This is the best time to have fruits. And if you're not having dinner, you can have a cup of fruits. This is not recommended though every day. This is one thing. Second thing, with respect to seasonal fruits or all fruits, seasonal fruits is the first priority. Non-seasonal fruits, though it's good, it's not of much help with respect to body's perspective. So having seasonal fruits, now that we have mangoes are emerging, next we have these berries coming out, and now we have bananas, now we have papaya, now we have chiku, now we have jackfruit, now we have these melons. So we have almost all the colors.
Okay. And sir, one more question, sir. Right now, you can see mangoes are in season right now.
Yeah.
And do you think we should take mangoes, because these days mangoes are completely filled with pesticides and insecticides. You know, they ripe the mangoes with the help of certain kind of pesticides. So do you think we should take mangoes from supermarkets or local markets like that? Because
Yeah, there
what I feel, mangoes are not natural nowadays.
Yeah, true, but there are some good varieties of mangoes also. There are some local vendors who is selling. So don't choose mangoes from the supermarkets. You can choose it from the local vendors, in the local markets available out there from the farmers. That is one aspect. Second, when you smell the mango, if you're feeling the smell of the chemicals, don't choose that mango. And there are about 100, 200 varieties of mangoes. Choose the varieties that is very closest to your climate, your place. So those mangoes are would be very helpful. And drop the mangoes in the water, just water, for about 30 minutes before consuming it. This way you remove most of the chemicals. You can drop it. There is another method where you drop the fruits in the water and use about 1 to 2 tablespoons of our baking soda in it and keep it aside for about 10 to 15 minutes. This way you can remove most of the toxins too. You can follow all these methods.
Okay, okay. Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
Now I'm allowing Nagendra Garu. Yeah, you please ask your question.
Yeah, good morning, Mr. Sagar. I am one of
Narendra,
your
sorry.
customer. Yeah, one of your customers. Since 3 months, I'm strictly following your diet schedule and all.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, because of lockdown, a few things have been missed. And I have two questions for you. One thing is, most probably, a lot of people are interested to go for intermittent fasting. How this makes individual lifestyle? And the second question is, as you rightly said, these are the fruits to be taken at various levels of our lifestyle. And apart from that, I just want to know about the consumption of dry fruits, which is how it makes the lifestyle of an individual. That's all. Once again, thank you for your
Thank you,
presentation.
sir. Two things. Dry fruits, you can have it as a snack. You can soak it all night and you can consume it in the morning. Your patient, even all the diabetic patients, all the cholesterol patients can have soaked almonds. You can have soaked walnuts. That would be very helpful. You can have it in the snacks. If children, you can have it. You can prepare milkshakes for them with different flavors and varieties. This is one thing. And with respect to intermittent fasting, we have already addressed this. Best time to include this is having dinner while sunset, during sunset or before sunset, and don't eat anything until next day morning. This way, your recovery and healing process is increased, and you develop a vibrant digestive health as well as immunity.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, Sagar, you can proceed with the last slide.
So this is one more topic that most of the requests that we are getting. So we'll be doing a webinar on kids health very soon. The updates would be out very soon. So thank you everyone for your overwhelming response for the session. And as we said, you can reach us for any queries and doubts to us through Facebook or Insta or WhatsApp number or through calls. So see you in the next session. Thank you.
So you can book your consultation in next 24 hours. Kaza is completely free of cost. So to this number you can call, and you have WhatsApp for this, right, Sagar? The same number.
Revant,
Yes,
Revant has to answer
yes.
this.
Yeah, you can please message and book your slot to discuss more with Sagar. Thanks for everyone.
Thank you.
Thanks everyone. Bye.